Okay, hello guys. I'm gonna make an audio tutorial for antics right now because I don't have that much time, so I don't want to spend hours editing videos and stuff. But I really wanted to do a quick tutorial for this kind of new SGR. This is not new, like when I came with that on Discord, like Rainbow said to me that people actually tried that and they didn't want to do it because actually you have there is a chance you get single explosion and you get only the jump roll state. So, but I tried it and it's really cool. It's way better than the other one. So I'm just gonna put the two clips of the SGR and I'm gonna speak at the same time. So this is in first the two baddies SGR, and after there is the one baddie SGR. So this is the classic stuff. You enter with two Kongs, you take damage with DD, and you go up with DK, you take back DD, and you take damage with DK, and right there you super jump roll. So right there I got the jump roll state, and after I extendo of the guy, so I have more speed, and I go over the screen, and of course you know that in antics you need to do some kind of wiggle, and you have to be really precise about your B press to not get soft lock or to bonk the wall at the beginning, so you lose all your speed, and you don't want to soft lock at the end, so you wait a little bit and then you end the stage. So it's pretty much as fast as the other one. It's like I I still need to time. I don't really think like my two stuff right there are really optimal, but you probably lose about 2.5 seconds with the optimal one. So right there, I only got the super jump roll directly, so I have only one body speed, but you basically have like a pretty good speed, I would say, and you lose about, I would say, 5 seconds over the optimal one. So it's really not that bad, and like in fact, Rambo tell us like yesterday that of course antics is fucking hard because antics, the other one, was in fact yeah, I'm gonna stop that. So antics, the SGR, the classic SGRs that everybody was doing, I mean everybody was doing, everybody was trying to do, was in fact frame perfect and pixel perfect. So of course it was impossible, and I really didn't want you to grind for that. So basically, I had this idea when I saw the snake bouncing out of the fuel can. I remember, you know, the jump roll we runner used to do in Misty before the super jump roll was a thing. Uh, the strange jump roll that saves maybe like 2 seconds. I don't even know if it saves time, to be honest, but it's really cool. And I basically had the same idea right there, and I just wanted to see if it was possible to have something, and in fact it's really possible to have something. So I'm gonna explain the um, the super jump roll because so I don't know if it's because I tried like yesterday to grind Tempest SGR for like 3 hours or something, and it was of course impossible, but this frame feels really easy. I mean really easy. So it is definitely not pixel perfect. So this is only frame perfect, and this feels really easy. And the only problem is that you need a really precise setup. But it's not that bad, to be honest. It's not that bad. I already came with a pretty good thing, and I'm pretty consistent on it. So it's it's pretty cool. So just before that, I'm going to explain because my setup right there is not the usual one. I think people prefer to take damage right there, like with Zeus Snake, just right there, you know, with Zeus Snake, so that they roll through them with DK after, and DD, you know, take damage right there and run to the right and bonk on this wall and go straight up. But I don't know why, but I still need to learn that maybe, but I can't be consistent with when I take damage right there. Sometimes DD just doesn't go up, so you don't have the super jump state and you can't super jump roll. So this is a pretty bad thing for me. So basically I have a really easy setup. When you actually kill those two guys, you jump twice to exit the crawl space right there, and I jump about right there. I don't do a roll, I jump when I am about right there, to up and right, and I take damage right there with DD. And so that actually I can jump directly on the rope. I can do a big jump right there like that with DK on the rope, climb the rope, so I keep Y and B pressed, so I do a huge jump right there. I climb the rope, and actually, which is pretty cool with this setup, is that when you are about right there, DK still have like the invincibility frames, so you don't have to worry about this nut right there. You will not take damage with DK because you still have this invincibility frame. So of course you have to don't jump too early, because if you jump too early, you will not be able to make on this platform. And a good thing with this super jump roll is that actually you don't need this bird anymore, so you can actually roll through this bird, which is pretty cool, I think, and it's faster, saves time, so you can roll through him, get back DD, and right there is where the trick begins to be tricky. So you have to take a really precise visual cue, and if you can stick to this visual cue, I think you can be pretty consistent with this super jump roll. So basically what you want to do is to go to the right with DK as fast as possible, and to stand about right there. And so what you want to take as a visual cue, what I take as a visual cue, maybe some people will come with better things later, I don't know, but this is what I found. So I basically take this shape right there in the background. I don't really know what it is, but it's kind of shape right there. And I'm looking at the left side of this shape, so basically this shit. And what I want to do is to put DK's head, so the right side of DK's head, just like barely touching the left side right there. So I'm gonna show you that. So you see, I was saying shit. I'm not taking that. I'm taking that thing. This kind of randish form right there, just like that. And basically, what I want to have is to have between DK head and this shape, I want to have like 1 pixel of black. So I want to have this kind of space right there. And when I have this kind of space, I know that I'm placed correctly. So I'm standing right there, and all I have to do is to wait there, to take damage right there, and as soon as you take damage with DK, you hold B and Y with DD, and you hold the right on the D-pad, so you go straight to the right. And so you do the automatic jump, and you keep Y press so that you have full speed. So you are always consistent with that. And so as soon as DK take damage, you hold Y, B, and right with DD, so that you will jump automatically to the right. You will land on the fuel can, and normally if you were at the right spot with DK, you will land exactly at the right time on the fuel can, and you will be able to have the next snake at the exact precise moment you want. Bam, dang the frame. So now I kind of like, it's really easy to position well right now because I train, but you can see on this video that I'm not really directly placed well. I kind of adjust my position with DK. Look at that. I'm gonna do a quick right at the end. Bam. You see? I was not exactly directly at the right position, but I was able to adjust. It's possible to adjust because the snake is not too fast coming to you, but it's still pretty fast. So, but it's definitely not that bad. So it's pretty cool. So and after you have all these shenanigans to fly over the screen. I'm gonna show you the next one to see the other position. It's not so the position of DK is not that precise. So I'm gonna see. So right there, I was still walking. I think right there. You see, but so this is just before taking damage. You see, so when DK is totally not moving, I kind of have this really tiny space right there. You see this? You see, we can see like maybe 1 pixel or 2 pixel of black between DK's head and the form in the background. So again, this roundish shit right there. You see? So basically you want that and you're gonna be good 100%. So it's not that precise sometimes. The head of DK is a little bit, you don't have this black screen, this black space between DK and the form, but you are still gonna be able to have the good jump. And sometimes the space is bigger than that, and you still have the good setup. So it's definitely not that precise, but like this position is definitely the perfect position for that. So as soon as you take damage at this position, you keep Y, B, and right pressed, and so you go to the right and bam, the Y press to have the frame. So now, what is important after that is to, of course, either you keep Y pressed and you have directly the super jump roll state, either you tap Y and you only have the jump roll state. So when you do that, you only have the jump roll state. So what you have to do is to kind of wiggle on this rope right there, and when the snake is about to come out of the fuel can, you have to, not the fuel can, the oil can. I'm not in tut. You want to roll directly and to roll through the guy to have speed. Bam. Okay, it's pretty easy. Like, to be honest, it's definitely not that bad. It's really easy to do, and you go over the screen. So let's just talk about my visual cues to go over the screen. This is just fast visual cues I came with, like pretty fast, because I wanted to find something. This is my visual cues. You can try to find yours if you want. You will probably find better visual cues than me, but I mean, Zeus visual cues I still have to try maybe to find something more optimal, but that was pretty good. So I'm okay with that. So basically what I do, when I have the super jump, when I have the jump roll state, so when I have the jump roll state and then I roll to the guy, what I do is, as soon as I roll to the guy, I take the right side of the screen, and I take the left side of the screen as a visual cue, and I'm gonna take this all can as a visual cue as well, and I'm gonna count to 6. So the right side of the screen is gonna touch the oil can while I'm going to the left, and when I'm going back to the right, the left side of the screen is gonna touch the oil can, and I'm counting to 6 like that. So see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and when I'm every time I'm doing that, the right side of the screen or the left side is not just touching the fuel can. It's completely over the oil can. You don't see the oil can anymore, and you count to 6. That's what I do. And then when 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and when I'm just after 6, I do a tiny wiggle just in case. I do a tiny wiggle, you see, and then I go to the right, and I should be good. And I want to release B when you have this series of 2 Bs right there, and just after you have a snake coming out of a can right there, and when the snake is touching the left side of the screen, I'm releasing B. Bam, I'm releasing B right there. And you're gonna see I'm not waiting that much time at the end, so it's definitely not that bad, but I can probably do better than that. But that was a quite easy fine. So I go with that at the moment. I don't really have time to work more on that, but this is still pretty okay. And my visual for one body is basically so I take damage. So I'm going straight on SGR. So as soon as I'm touching this rope right there, I'm going back to the left. Bam. And same thing right there. So I'm taking the right side of the screen, and I'm waiting that the right side of the screen is over the OICAN. Bam. I'm going back to the left. Right there, I'm waiting that the left side of the screen is over this rope right there, and I'm going back to the left. Bam. And again, I'm waiting that the right side of the screen is over the fuel can, the oil can, and I can go, and I'm good. Bam. See? I'm gonna show it again. So on the rope, I go to the left, and bam, 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 and I'm good. And I have the same visual cues as the other one to release B. Right when the snake touch, bam, I'm releasing right there. And I'm pretty good. And this one I think is pretty optimized. I have the impression I'm falling pretty fast at the end. I really have the impression I'm falling pretty fast at the end. See, it's definitely not that bad. Maybe we can still optimize that, but it's better to be higher than, soft locking in this level. So right now I'm gonna show you like what happens if you are not well positioned with DK. So that's what happens when you are too close to the fuel can. When you are too close to the fuel can, so you see, so maybe you see, but I was like really see where I was right there. You definitely don't have the black space between this form in the background and DK's head, and like DK's head right there is completely over the form. You don't even see the left side of the shit anymore. So this position is not good. So when I'm doing that, I'm keeping Y pressed, B and right pressed, and I'm gonna bounce on the snake coming off of the can because I'm too close to the fuel can. But it's probably possible to adjust your jump to release the D-pad in the air so that you can. It's probably possible to adjust your jump. But I mean, it's really easier to have a really good position so that you don't need to worry about like your inputs just after taking damage, So if I'm keeping all the button pressed with this position, I'm gonna bounce on the guy like that. So the opposite, if I'm too far away of the fuel can, so I'm gonna show you that. You see how far I am? So you can see the space between the form and DK's head is really big. It is really, really big. So right there is no way it's gonna work, and you're gonna see I'm not gonna even bounce on the guy. Bam. I'm just rolling. So so a good point with that, it's definitely really easy to back up. You just have to roll, you just have to roll, and you're gonna end on the floor, and you can continue your level. So yeah, so this is really the most difficult about this trick, is to have a good position. I was really too far away. So when I'm saying you need to have like 1 or 2 pixels between like the head and the form, sometimes you have like this. The right side of the head of DK is kind of right there to be, like, for example, and you are still good, but you don't really know sometimes. So it's really better to stick to a really precise position. It's really not difficult to have with training. It's really not difficult to have a good position. and then you will be 100% good, and the only thing you will have to worry about is to have the frame. But this frame is definitely not difficult, to be honest. Bam, too late, motherfucker. So after, the most important point is um, what people were worried about. It's getting the single explosion. So the single explosion is because you are still able to bounce on of the snake, but the snake is too low, so you will only get single explosion and you will only get the jump roll state, and you can't roll out of this one. You will have to back it up, and this is pretty difficult to back it up right there, and I'm gonna show you why. So basically I'm gonna show you like the position. So you see, so the space between DK's head and the form is not so big, but it's too big. It's too much. So right there, I'm not gonna miss the guy as I did just before because I'm not too far away of the fuel can. But but the snake is gonna be too low, and I will get single explosion. So I get the frame, but I get single explosion. So, bam. Don't know if you see. Oh shit. Too much. Maybe I'm gonna try to stop on the single explosion. See, the guy is really low. See, single explosion. So when you have single explosion, you can actually back it up, but I didn't train a lot on that, and I can probably have a better backup. We should ask Rainbow about that, but basically, what you need to do is to go to the right, and then go back to the left, and then the snake is gonna pop up the oil can, and in fact you have to be really fucking fast as soon as you land. So you will land back on the oil can, and you have to press down. You have to press down and roll to the left, and you have to be really fast, because so if you don't crouch, you will not be able to get a roll, and if you don't roll fast enough, the snake will be jumping and will be already on the floor, so it will not be possible to roll through him. So you have to be really fast. See, bam, it's possible to back it up, but you are pretty slow after that. And I didn't train enough to find visual cues to finish the stage like that. But I mean, you see what I mean. So yeah, it's definitely something that you can train on. It's really not difficult, to be honest. And yeah,